What's up, nerds? And this is Mark here from Noisy Pixel, and today we are going over the HP Omen Photon Mouse and the HP Omen Outpost Mousepad.
Noisy Pixel
Tech! Just want to say a quick shout out to HP Omen for sending this out and letting us do a unboxing and review of it. Very kind. So to start out this unboxing and review, we're going to be looking at the mouse first, the Photon Mouse. This is the box. So first impressions, it's actually a pretty nice little crate here. It kind of opens and slides up like this. So my favorite thing about the packaging, other than the general color scheme, is that they actually used red hot stamp vinyl here, vinyl tape, to give this box a little bit more branding, and it really makes it pop off the shelf. And honestly, I do feel like I'm buying a premium product right now because they did take the extra time to really care about the aesthetic of the box here. We can really see how shiny it is. It's actually pretty nice. Before you open the box, it kind of gives you a positive vibe. So kudos to Omen for making this box a little extra pretty. It always goes a long way. All right, so we're just gonna get started here. I don't have to open any tape here. It seems to be already open. It just slides right out like this. Just like that. Right off the bat, we can see the mouse is kind of just encased in a plastic here. I'm just gonna slide the plastic off, kind of just falls right off, and then the mouse kind of just comes right out in this plastic piece. Just kind of slide the mouse out, just like that. So here's the quick look at the mouse. Got plastic pieces right on the side here. We're just gonna peel that off. Got two more plastic pieces right on the top front buttons here. I could have done without these plastic pieces. Make sure you remove this. This is actually where the wireless charging is. So you can see there's a little silver icon there. That is for wirelessly charging the mouse. Just so you can see here, we do have the power switch right on the bottom center there. So under the mouse in the box, we do have a manual. We do have some nice little branded Omen stickers here, but that's pretty cool. I always like a little extra flair in my packaging. Right under the mouse, we do have our cable, just a little rubber safety net here. It is a micro USB cable for charging, not a USB-C, so that's a little upsetting. Make sure you take this rubber piece out under the mouse because it does have some items in it, such as extra pieces here for the side of the mouse. We do have these extra pieces here in case you wanted to take off the side wings of the mouse. Don't lose these. These are pretty important if you don't like those side grips. We're gonna find out if we do, but if you don't like them, you definitely need these extra pieces. There's also extra buttons here for the side. You don't really get extra pieces like that in mice too often. So, I mean, if you pay the premium, it's nice that they throw in some extra little bonuses there. Not sure why we need this yet, but I do have a little USB to micro USB female to female coupler here. And lastly, we do have the little USB dongle on the bottom right. So make sure you do not lose this piece of rubber under the mouse. This is very important. It has all your accessories here. So we're gonna go over the mouse pad in just a bit, but just first impressions as I'm taking out the mouse of the box. I'm actually really pleased with the way the click is. It's a very sensitive click, but it does not seem like you will accidentally hit those buttons. I actually really like the feel of the mouse so far. General aesthetic, I really like the slimness of the mouse without the side wings. We're gonna figure out if I do like these side wings. I mean, in general, you have a lot of programmable buttons on the sides, a lot of features to remove things that if you don't like it. I do like the unique shape. I think it's a little different than most mice. So I just wanted to point out on the mouse here, you can see that on the side wings, we do have these little like smooth friction plates for the bottom of the mouse, how they glide on the mouse pad. If I remove them, you do lose a good section of that shiny, smooth friction thing. Let's say if I don't like any of the side grips here, I'm only really left with like a very small portion at the top for gliding and a small portion at the bottom. For someone who doesn't like the side wings, I fear that there's gonna be a lot more extra friction without the side wings on the mouse. So just a side note, we will go over that again. We're gonna put the mouse down and we're gonna go on to the mouse pad. Pretty excited about the mouse pad. Here's the box again. They did the same thing with the hot stamp red vinyl on the box, which is again, very appealing, especially at a larger scale box like this. It really does add a nice touch and a nice feel to the box. This mousepad does retail for $99.99, although it does have nice RGB and wireless charging features, which we will go over. If you're spending $100, you better get a nice shiny package. So we're just gonna open this box up. There's actually a piece of tape on the bottom. Just gonna rip this tape off here. We don't need a blade today. So we're just gonna pop open the top, just like a pizza. It kind of opens up and gonna do one of these. Ooh. But I'm gonna take the mouse pad out just like this, and it just kind of falls right out of the box. So just keep that in mind. Make sure when you're holding it, it does not fall out and you break it. Just take out these wires at the top. Again, they gave us a manual, which I will be needing to read just so I can set this mouse pad up properly. But again, they did throw in some Omen stickers. Got this plastic piece, we're gonna take it out, and there is nothing extra in the box. So we do have a wire, we have a mouse pad, and we have the manual. So that's pretty much it for the mouse pad. I'm gonna put the Omen Mouse wireless dongle right in the mouse pad here. Gonna be a nice convenient spot for that dongle. We can see that on the top left, we have our wireless charging area. That's gonna come in handy. That's gonna be really nice to test out. So when you first get the mouse pad, you have this piece that sits right on top of here. This is your either soft or hard surface that you can choose from. So just keep in mind, we do have a nice giant piece of plastic here. All right, so very clean plate here. There's a little bit of stickiness here, and that's where we're going to attach our mouse pad. Just gonna open this bad boy up. So yes, we have two very unique different types of textures here. We have the very, very soft side, and we have the hard side. I'm probably gonna use the softer side, as I just feel like for me, it would be more comfortable and better. Please feel free to use the hard side if you're feeling a little bit extra crunchy. So we're just gonna lay this right back in where it came from. Goes in really no problem, fits perfectly. So far, this is a very clean mouse pad. I'm very pleased with the first impressions of this. So now that we are finished unboxing the mouse and the mouse pad, we're going to go forward with reviewing the product. Please stick around.
When looking at a new mouse to pick up, it's crucial for the product to exceed your expectations. Looking at a mouse with only two standout features is concerning when compared to others that offer a well-rounded user experience. That said, depending on how well the hardware does in those two categories should also be taken into consideration depending on your personal needs. Today we're looking at the Omen's Photon Mouse and Outpost Mousepad. The two are separate products but were created to work seamlessly together, which they definitely do. However, what the Photon does well doesn't entirely make up for its shortcomings, and the Outpost doesn't pick up the slack. Let's begin by looking at the Outpost, which has a beautiful aesthetic. That said, there is no finger tab to quickly switch the padding, which require the use of a blade to change. However, the most impressive feature the mousepad offers is wireless charging functionality, and it perhaps is the strongest selling point of the mousepad. The Outpost has a sturdy and durable braided wire that does require a bit of extra managing on your desk due to how stiff it is. There are two different ways to set up the Outpost, using either a USB-C or two USB-A ports. The only difference here is that the USB-C option is necessary to use all of the lights on the mousepad. Without the USB-C, you basically don't even get the value of the product you bought. However, on the USB-A option, you do get the logo to light up and you do get wireless charging still. The RGB settings are an excellent touch for the mousepad, so using USB-C definitely is the way to go when setting up your workstation. The ambient lighting added a nice touch to my workspace. It wasn't distracting during day-to-day usage. I would say that the only thing the mousepad is missing is a cell phone kickstand. Now onto the Photon Mouse. Out of the box, the mouse has a nice weight to it, which is reasonable considering there aren't additional weight options. Other peripherals for the mouse include a left and right wing, which are both removable. I typically don't like using the right wing on a mouse, but this one managed to change my mind. This is because of the smooth gliders found on the bottom of the Photon, two of them being on the wings. So removing the wings removes gliders from the mouse, which tends to create friction when moving across the mousepad. Would I prefer not to have them on? Sure, but the mouse is definitely better with them. The Photon has two DPI buttons for up and down with 8 DPI speeds. These settings can't be programmed to DPI toggle, which is a huge shame considering this has been a standard feature on high-end mice with software. Furthermore, there's no button on the mouse used to change profiles, nor can you add or change the profile button through the programmable buttons. However, the software auto-recognizes profiles based on the program you are running, but this doesn't entirely make up for the absence of a profile button. One really nice feature about the Photon is the extra side buttons that you can add to the right side of the mouse if you need more macros or hotkeys. The mouse continued to impress me by giving the user the ability to take off all of the buttons on one side entirely and change the side the buttons are on. The mouse also has a wheel that features two macro buttons, left push or right push, which is fun to use. My experience with the Photon was pleasant thanks to the aesthetic design and customizable options. Still, I would have liked to see one or two more RGB light zones, but this isn't a big deal at all. The best part about the mouse ended up being how comfortable it was in my hand. With two different size wing grips and ambidextrous options, it was possible to make the mouse fit my use style. The biggest issue with the mouse that I found after extended use was that the left click button was squeaky and creaky. This could very well be a manufacturing issue, but it made the mouse sound like it has been used for 2 years. This is what it sounds like. Omen's software was simple and easy to understand. For a mouse with some sophisticated functionality, the UI was straightforward even when diving into the advanced options. However, the software can only be used in a windowed mode at this time, but still, it's the most accessible software that I've had to learn yet, which I really appreciated. Also, the DPI settings were easy to navigate, allowing up to 8 DPI speeds. Getting deeper into the software settings, you'll find that the mouse and mousepad profiles, such as colors, hotkeys, settings, and DPI, can be customized according to a game. Furthermore, the software recognizes games you recently played, and you can customize settings for each of them separately. Both products automatically change profiles when you load up a new title. I tried this with multiple games and it worked like a charm. I ended up really liking how easy it was to create these profiles across different software. While this is offered for other products, I found this experience to be the most user-friendly. The Photon and Outpost are an excellent mouse and mousepad combo. The problem is that the Photon costs about $120 and the mousepad costs $99, adding up to over $200 of gaming hardware. Given that these two products work well together, it might be better to weigh your other options if you're going to be spending so much on new hardware. What the Photon does do, it does exceptionally well. The style and comfort of the product rival many high-end mice that I have used, but it seemed to leave out many standard features that I would have expected for a mouse for this price. The same goes for the Outpost. Sure, the wireless charging is excellent, but if you don't require this, then you can save your money. However, if you have the funds to purchase these two products together, then you'll most likely be thrilled with the outcome. The customizable features on the Photon make it fun to play around with and get most out of the product. The added ability to sync these two products together will only improve that experience. Thank you for watching, nerds, and Noisy Pixel is giving the HP Omen Photon and Outpost mousepad combo a B. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to keep up with all of our future content.